specific use permit to allow a mobile home at 201 Southwest 6th Street, as submitted by Gail Davis.
The notice was posted on the website, letters were mailed, it was, published in the paper. I did send out, I sent out 15 letters, received 4 phone calls that were not in favor, and 1 letter that was not in favor. And they did, send a comment on the letter if you wanna hear it. Do you wanna hear it?
Yeah.
It says it will reduce the value of traditional framed houses. We have enough trash and not kept up properties in the proximity, which the city doesn't hold people accountable for. The yards and trashy yards, so I'm saying a big no.
How many letters came back?
I got one, this is the only one that was returned letter, but I had the, 4 that voiced their opinion to me and said no.
Is she here?
Yes, Miss Davis is here.
Okay, Miss Davis,
Yes.
anything you wanna add? Tell us about the, mobile home?
I'm a friend of Ms. Davis, and with her permission, I will speak to you a little bit about it. And I will tell you quite frankly that I don't know much about current zoning practices or land use practices or anything like that. And I know that people who live in site belt houses often have some reservations about manufactured housing and homes being in the same neighborhood. But I had an opportunity to drive by the lot yesterday, and as you may well know, it's pretty well grown up in weeds and that kind of thing. And I would speak to that particular issue, I think, more than anything else. And in doing so, I think I can speak for Ms. Davis, because I've known Ms. Davis both personally and through my brother for quite some time. And Ms. Davis is a longtime employee of the Corsicana Independent School District. She's worked there for more than 20 years. And part of her duties is the education of special needs children. And she has always been an employee of good standing. And I can tell you, my brother Caleb will vouch for you. And if any of you know Caleb, I don't know whether that's such a good recommendation or not, but I can tell you she has a good job and she's been responsible. And if she is allowed to put a manufactured house on that lot, I think it will be kept up, and I think it will be a lot better situation with a brand new mobile home or manufactured housing than it will be right now, where the lot is in neglect. I don't know, Ms. Davis is in the process of trying to buy that lot, and the action of this council will have a big impact on whether she's able to complete that transaction or not. I hope she will be able to complete the transaction. She has her own special needs child that is living with her, and it's a child who was disabled in the course of a bad automobile accident some years ago, and required some special attention. As you may understand, it is very difficult for some people to buy a new house or buy any real estate now or qualify for a loan. And when you do qualify a loan, it's hard for people to make the installment payments on it. But I will vouch for Ms. Davis. I believe if she's able to purchase the property and put a brand new manufactured house on it at some great expense to her, I think that she's the kind of person who will keep up the property, and I think she'll ultimately convince the neighbors that maybe they spoke a little hastily when it comes to objecting to a manufactured housing or a change of zoning, whatever it takes to put that manufactured housing on that particular property. So, if you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them if I can. If you're wondering about the kind of housing that she intends to put there, I have Mr. Maupin with me. I asked him to be here to explain exactly as far as floor plans and square footage and the fact that it's a brand new product. But I would ask you to seriously consider taking whatever action is necessary to allow her to place that manufactured housing on that particular lot.
I do have some questions about the home.
All right.
A new home, is it a new?
It's
brand new?
brand new.
Square footage?
Bill, it's
2,000 square feet.
2,000 square feet.
That's big.
Yeah.
She got children that have to, she's still raising grandchildren and plus a disabled daughter. And the house she lives in is not habitable any longer.
Do we have any, drawings, pictures?
We have some schematics here that I'll hand to the council that describe the mobile home.
There's some question about lot size. How
It's
much?
70 by 150.
The lot is?
It'll,
That's a big lot.
Yeah, apparently it's the north one half of 2 lots.
Yeah. This is on that south corner of that,
north corner of it.
the north corner.
Mhm.
Oh, the north,
You know
I
where
think
the
it'd be
Castles used to
north
live?
corner maybe.
It's the north corner of that.
it's like that.
She will probably have, time her utilities are connected, about $130,000 invested.
Did you mention that the lot hasn't been purchased yet, though?
I think it's in the process
In the-
of being
It
purchased.
all depends on today.
Yeah.
Can I say something? The sewer line goes through that lot to that house that's sitting there.
So what you're saying, Marcus, it would be on top of the sewer line?
Depending on where they put it, it's pretty close to center of that lot.
Mhm.
When they built that new
Well,
house,
I would think-
they
I-
just used that
I'm
same
sorry.
sewer line and hooked it up.
I would think that's an issue that could probably be addressed if we can identify where it is. Certainly, we don't want to interfere with any sewer line maintenance or anything like that.
Is it one that can be moved?
They would have to re-tap. It would have to just be on that property somewhere else, the only sewer line's running down Sixth Street.
No, alleys, easements?
It would either have to go to the back or the front of that property. It's not our line, it's the service line to the house. The original line.
So what would that entail the city having to do?
It really isn't on the city. It's all service line to the, I guess at one time it was one piece of property belonged to one person, I'm assuming. And the old house that was there, when they built that new house, they just used that same service to hook the new house up. And then they broke that lot off, I guess.
Yeah.
But the line still run across it. So it'd basically be on their expense, whoever decides to move it.
Whoever, okay.
Two more not in favor.
Have that map again, please. Thank you.
I would add Ms. Davis' current person, she grew up here, so.
Who live close to it?
Hmm?
Who lives close to it?
On the Tolliver lives west of it. I don't know about across the street. I don't know who lives in the house. Holly and them lived in.
It's a Spanish family. And then Robert Self's properties across the street are all empty.
We tore all those houses. Anybody else got any more questions, comments? Any of y'all, anything else you wanna know?
No.
All right. We'll, call the meeting to order now. First item is, consent agenda, minutes of the last meeting and the budget review and payment of bills.
Make a motion to accept the minutes, pay the bills.
Second. All in favor? Three. We'll move to public comment. Both y'all have already made your comments, I suppose. Is there anything else? We'll move, on to, first agenda item is to discuss and consider the application for a specific use permit to allow a mobile home at, 201 Southwest Sixth. I'll tell you kind of the general feeling we have about trailer mobile homes. We've got development coming in with, I mean, 150. And from what we've done in the past, several months, year probably, is we kinda wanted that to be where they were. It's out here on the highway, behind Zlata's Western Store. There's 28 acres, 38.
It's about 30.
And we've kinda not issued any specific use permits for that purpose. Every item is, every situation is different, and the council is the one that's gonna make the decision. But I'm telling you what we've done here in the last year. Just because it's hard to see somebody build a brand new stick house and then a mobile home move next door. I know I wouldn't like it if I was building a house, but that's gonna be council's decision. But that's kinda what lately we have done.
Well, I guess the only thing I could add was I would ask you to consider it more on a case-by-case basis with regard to the caliber of person that was asking for the change or the amendment for the use of the property. And my function here is to tell you that I believe this is a good person who would do a good job with respect to maintenance of the property and is not looking to change the neighborhood into something it's not. So I'll leave it at that.
And we do consider it on I can't say we've denied all of them.
No, we
It has
haven't.
been a
We
case-
haven't.
Case by case basis. But our thinking has been more towards this mobile home park and helping them succeed.
What would be the timeline on this? Are you wanting to try and do something like really, really quick, or are you still kinda?
No, I'm for sure about it. Everything been approved, so it's just up to being able to purchase today, to be approved.
sewer line will still be, so does that have the responsibility of having to do something with that sewer line that was mentioned?
Mhm.
Is that something that would, that not that concerned about, or would be able to handle that?
If it needs to be done, it wouldn't be a problem getting taken care of properly.
I'm not sure what the legal precedent on that would be.
Have to cut off the other people.
Because since that line was there, the people that own all the property at that time could do it now. I don't know what our responsibility would be, because it's still on private property.
Well, that was my question a while ago. You know, what's the city gonna be out to get this done, if anything? Or is it gonna be to the new property owner to have this redone or moved or whatever?
I'm just wondering what's in the deeds.
You know, I don't want the city to be out
Right.
any money other than hooking her,
I
mobile
just-
home up, right? But I don't think the city should be, required to the necessary, things that need to be done, moving the line, redoing it, whatever.
I'm just wondering what's in the deed.
I don't-
If that
I don't
was-
know.
If that was,
Uh,
I'm sure it wasn't.
I doubt if it was, but.
Well, we wouldn't want the city to have to pay any expense that it wouldn't normally pay, which, you know, you've really covered that issue pretty well, and that you've said, you know, if the zoning change would be granted, then, it would, what you'd like to see is that it would fall to the owner of the property to bear the expense of changing any sewer
Yeah.
line that
Yeah.
had to be changed. And, you know, if the council wanted to condition its approval based on that, you know, I would certainly consider that and take a look at what it would take to do that.
Give or take.
And runs to.
She was
That's
here.
city right there.
Do we need to table this?
I don't know, I'm trying to,
Yeah.
what's the actual, I know you said it was a 2,000 square foot house, is it, what the actual dimensions of, that's what I,
28 feet wide and 76 feet long.
76?
Yes.
I thought I,
And it
yeah,
should have been.
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that part. Not other than what they normally set them on those runners or whatever.
It's gonna have a permanent foundation under it. I mean, you know, we're gonna come in there.
Slab or the runners or,
Well, we usually would probably, you've usually required runners, I think, in the past, so we could do the runner. On the plumbing part of it, I mean, we have licensed plumbers that do all of our stuff, so that's who would come out and look and try to get that hooked up and done properly, to be done inspected. Same thing with our electricians, they're all licensed electricians.
Dotted line, but
And then, of course, the inspection, once the home is set, the inspectors are done by the state, so they come by and inspect the installation and the foundation, make sure it's correct. And her really, you asked about that time, she can't live in this house any longer than she's been renting. That's what's driving this so much. Because these children coming back and her daughter. So
That's the only option that was there.
she's taking care of her business, so she qualifies for just about any kind of loan she wants.
Well, there is a cleanup right here by the street that runs right through, nearly through the middle of it. And either, I don't know why that dotted line is there, but
It's because it's a lot line.
is this the back of it? The lot is this was, I didn't.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
just
So we have to relocate
it's
that?
showing lot lines. We won't,
Or, I mean, the sewer line has to be relocated.
yes, at the homeowner expense.
Right.
Yeah, there is a clean out right here by the street, so it's,
There's a clean out over here.
yeah, there's one there, yeah, here, there it is. Right here by the street, so it's almost through the middle of the property.
I believe the water meter's over there too, to that house.
For that house too? Water's not that big a deal. You can make it make bends.
How hard is it gonna be to move that? I mean, with depths and everything else.
No, I don't know. I mean, there's the other house. And it's almost coming out of the middle of that house going straight across, almost cutting the lot in two. And I'm guessing maybe you'd have to run their line this way. And
Make
then
some
back.
bends in it. Depending on where the house went.
It'd almost be like a city line down here, and both them houses go this way.
We have a main.
50, 60,000.
We have a main that's running east and west on Sixth
Be
Street.
right.
We have a main.
If we did something
the
there,
street.
it would be $50,000 or $60,000.
We'd have to put a manhole in and everything.
Right.
But depending on where the house went, it might fall not underneath it or.
It'd be the problem of you almost have to have an easement through there for somebody to be able to work on it. If
Well,
somebody
it's
else-
not ours. Yeah, they would have to.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what
It would still be their responsibility.
Right.
I wanna make a suggestion. Ms. Davis, I think you need to talk with a plumber, and see about a solution for that sewer line, because it may be a bigger deal than you think. You know, everything's gotta run, it's gotta work off elevation. That's a pretty deep line. But it may be extremely expensive. And I would also ask the property owner if there's anything in the deed given, about that sewer line running across it, the property. And I don't wanna delay you, but I don't wanna give you an approval and then you not needing it. Because this may be cost prohibitive for what you wanna do, cause this could, pipe is high, labor is high, and that's gonna be some pretty extensive sewer work. But I think our best bet would be to table this and let you talk to either the property owner, if there's anything in the deed about this sewer line. And come back next month. And, cause I'm afraid that sewer line movement is gonna be cost prohibitive.
Let me ask this question, Mr. Mayor. If we are satisfied that it would not be cost prohibited, do you think the P and Z Commission would look on our application favorably?
Say the last part, I'm sorry, I can't hear anymore.
Yeah, I'll loan you one of my hearing aids.
I got one. Has some problem, I do better without.
If Ms. Davis satisfies herself that it's a cost that she can bear and it will not be cost prohibitive, then, and we're not looking for an assurance of what the council might do, or the P and Z might do, but, can you give us, some sort of assurance that you would, at least give us a fair consideration of it?
Of course, that's up to them.
Absolutely, I'm not
I
asking.
would give you a fair consideration, I really would.
Yeah,
I'm not, right now, I'm not against it. The only reason being,
there's some things we don't know.
there's some things we don't know,
Yeah.
and we don't wanna stick Miss Davis with something that wasn't brought out. Now, here she is, bought this lot,
Mhm.
and it's gonna cost whatever to get the sewer line fixed. There's just some homework to be done, is the way I see it. I'm not totally against
Right,
the home.
okay.
I can say that much.
I think that's the level of fairness we're looking for.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know how the others feel. One lady is not here. Is Darren off? Will he be here, or is he gone?
He just couldn't make it.
Okay. We have two other council members
I
not
understand.
here. We have a forum,
Yes,
but, I think what the mayor says is what we need to do.
Mhm.
is table it and get some homework done and be clear, let her be real clear on what it's gonna take.
the expense, yeah.
But, I mean, you know, it may not be that much, but
Mhm.
it may be up here. We don't know that. There's no way of knowing.
Well, I went to the drugstore day before yesterday and I bought a little bottle of deodorant and a Diet Coke and it was $20. So I understand where you're coming from.
Okay, but I mean, like Catherine mentioned a while ago, and it's an estimate, it could be 50 grand.
Yeah.
If we had it done, if the city, I mean, it may not be there, could be more, could be way less.
I think it's something we can find out.
Yeah.
And there should be something in that deed about that.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, we appreciate your time and may we be excused at this time.
Yes, sir, y'all.
We need to know
You
who-
believe it will.
I get my guys out here, plumbers, yeah, I gotta meet somebody.
Okay. Who would be, if we can get it done quickly, who would be a good contact person on the council or?
City Hall.
Okay,
And,
okay.
we could probably go out there and mark it.
I'll mark it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can show Gail where it's at, if she wants to know.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Let's do.
Yeah.
We don't want any surprises.
No.
Yeah.
No surprises, yeah. Thank y'all very much, we
All right,
appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all.
We'll move
Judge Jackson?
to table this. Is that all right with y'all?
I agree, yeah.
I want y'all to understand that I'm staggering around, but I'm not intoxicated, okay? You may remember when my dad Howard got this age.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
His balance was about the same as mine, so, okay.
I don't know how you got older.
Judge Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Hadn't seen you in about 10 years, didn't know who you were until you started talking.
Yep.
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate you.
All right, this item's been tabled, we'll move on to
Thank
the
you.
next. This is consider a community bulletin board as proposed by Pam Carroll, President of KCBC, with the location being by the city park or next to the park and, on the north side of the park. And the cost was $500. And I think they're asking more for
Forgive us the information?
They put it up, they wanted to get it up before the 4th of July. And it is a board where community events can be posted in a central place. It's made out of cedar, got a little top over and shingle. nice looking little board, but it's just a community board.
Will you pin stuff on it or
No,
what?
you can leave it if you like.
But please consider I have a lot of money tied up around any moving home around me.
Okay, it'll be on our next agenda.
So
I'll-
we're gonna let
Are you-
everybody-
Are you here for this, or are you here to answer any questions
No,
about it?
yes, ma'am.
No?
No, you got any questions?
Okay.
It's already
Ask you?
up. I mean,
Oh.
I looked at it.
Oh. I saw one there, but,
Yeah.
is it, you got like a little deal, you open it and put stuff inside and then close it back
No,
up?
actually, it's just, I think it's corkboard, but it's
Yeah,
covered
well, you can
with a
come
little
back in.
shingle roof.
Uh-huh.
Whenever the next meeting, just let me.
Okay.
Thanks.
They wanted it up for the 4th of July, so it was
Yeah.
kinda, and it was on, it's between the telephone pole and the fence for the park, where it's asphalted, it's right in between those.
Hmm.
I saw one there, I never did take the time to go stop and look at it, but I saw it.
So this is more of a ask for forgiveness instead of.
So we don't really have to vote, it's already there.
Well, we still
We just
gotta
say,
have it in
I
the
like
minutes,
it.
don't we?
Well, you do need to approve it, that.
Make a
Or
motion.
I
we
make,
can-
okay, I'll
go-
second.
Make a
or you
motion, we
can go take
approve,
it down.
the bulletin board.
Is that a motion? A second?
Brian, yeah, I'll
All in
second it,
favor? Next item is discuss, consider Encore's application on June the 6th of 2025, seeking to increase system-wide transmission and distribution rates by about $834 million.
Don't we have a steering committee for that?
This is something that the steering committee put together,
Oh.
and they're going to go to bat for us and try to reduce those rates as best as they can. And we just have to have a resolution saying that we approve it and they can fight for us. Be prepared, because I was just informed that Encore is trying to raise the rate specifically for streetlights, and I have a meeting to discuss that tomorrow. But this is a resolution to let that steering committee fight Encore and try to get us the best rate possible.
Make a motion.
Motion, second?
Second.
All in favor? It's, kinda like going to the doctor. Encore's gonna ask for this much, but they know they can take this much.
Yeah.
And Atmos did it too, but it wasn't ridiculous this year, so they
Yeah.
didn't suggest to argue it.
Maybe we look at going to solar panels on top of the tree lights. Let's go
Yeah.
solar.
I don't know what they're gonna say about that.
All right, next item, discuss, consider appointment of city secretary. Anybody, got anybody in mind? Anybody in mind?
Well, make a girl feel real special. Hey.
I know a girl, but I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
What's her name? We'll
I
just
move
put
we
what's her
appoint-
name.
Nominate what's her name.
Catherine Cohen.
Well, thank you, Greg, appreciate that.
I wasn't exactly sure what you was
Now,
asking
will
for
somebody-
here.
Do I hear a second?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All in favor? 3-0. Next item, discuss, consider appointment of chief of police.
Well, now that I know what we're trying to do here.
This renew, this is
Yeah,
renew.
Make a
We have
motion,
to do this every 2
make a
years.
motion, we,
Second.
keep our current chief of
All in
police,
favor?
Mr. Ivy.
I guess we should have asked.
Sure.
Next item is, discuss, consider appointment of municipal judge.
That's still
Jackie.
Freeman.
Jackie
Jack.
Freeman.
Oh, Jackie.
Make a motion, we appoint Mr.
Second.
Freeman.
Second, all in favor? All right.
Take a motion with there.
Discuss budget, for fiscal year 2026.
I don't really have anything new as far as numbers go, cause I haven't received anything from the tax office. I haven't received anything that's gonna change it except what our requests are and our wants.
One thing Marcus and I remembered today, last year we talked about it, is buying a limb saw that fits on that skid steer. It's costing us, what, 4,000 a week?
Almost 5,000 a week to rent that
We'll
building.
rent that lift that we go around, that's usually 2-3 weeks. The saw, price of the saw is,
Half that.
well, it's not half that, but it's about 2/3 of that, about 10 grand.
But then it's ours.
Yeah. and
You
then
gotta
we
come
don't
practice at
buy
my
it.
house.
Sorry?
Right?
Sir?
You come practice at my house.
Yeah. It's,
That's just smart.
I mean, I wish we had now, we got trees to trim before school starts, but, and we had talked about it last year, but, I wanna add that in to the budget. I had, in May of last year, I had a friend of mine post that he had just bought one. And it was a low flow or standard flow hydraulics, and the one he bought was about 13,000. There was another one that his neighbor had bought for about 12. It's a Phaeton, which is supposed to be really good. I know the mulching stuff is really good.
Is this like an actual, like chainsaw bar and chain, or is it the circular saw looking one?
It's a saw blade. I think both of them were saw blades. And now that we got fiber optic lines hanging in there, that ought to be a challenge. That's one thing I wanna add in for budget next year. Anything else?
About 7,500.
About 10 grand. Well, what do we get paid off this year?
Maybe the skid steer.
We finance it that short,
Backhoe's paid off. Right now, we're only paying out the skid steer and the tops.
Constant expense. Yeah, I'm gonna put about 10 grand in,
For that, okay.
and that's in, it'll be a general fund on it.
Yeah, streets.
That's all I got on budget. September will be here before you know it, so.
I'll make you aware that next month, we will have a water rate increase on the on the agenda. Corsicana went up on us last year, and they made us aware that it was gonna be 50 cents last year, 50 cents this year, so it will be something that will be on August and September agenda.
Anybody else got anything about budget or questions?
Well, on budget next meeting, I would like to have a sheet of paper with wages and hours and stuff of what's proposed and what was last year from, see what I'm saying? Nothing, whatever we look at.
It's really till they get us our numbers. It's hard.
The tax numbers, right, that's what
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
work off of, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we have nothing there, we'll move on to operations. Code enforcement. Okay.
No, you object to
Thought he might would.
that.
Anybody like to look at one?
on that too, right?
We kind of let them sign for them to make plans, but it happened that time, it's happened.
If you got concerns about tall grass, I'm gonna kinda go around talking to folks personally, and then I tell Bobby Lee who I've talked to, so we can kinda follow up on it. Usually just a visit with somebody will take care of that issue.
I could put you in a bind.
You could. You already have.
Hey, man. Where's Sinclair at?
205 South Sinclair.
Yeah.
That's turned off.
What did he have back there? Cow? Equipment? Livestock. Prohibited livestock animal.
Any questions about code enforcement?
Keep doing what you're doing.
About time for everybody to get caught up on their mowing. They've had time. Water department,
We tried to figure that issue out, but we can't. We filled the tower, the numbers didn't line up.
Yeah.
we made water this
We
month.
made water this month, it didn't, we tried to find the error and we couldn't, so hopefully next month in the course scanner reading,
Gonna equal back up.
it'll
maybe.
level itself
Level
back
it.
out.
It's probably that water leak I had. Sewer department,
Says it's okay.
He said it's all good.
Then work on that, I mean.
street department,
Patch your potholes.
2 loads of asphalt already. Trying to catch up, we had to go back and patch a bunch of spots where we fixed water leaks. Police department,
Didn't have any major reportable offenses this past month. We had one possession of a controlled substance. That was a traffic stop Levi made, but that was the only felony offense we had. The rest were misdemeanors or information reports, one crash report, and several city ordinance violations. No major issues.
animal control. I don't guess we found a shelter yet.
I found one that's a long way short. Up in Metroplex.
They have started that one in Corsicana.
Do what?
They have started that one in Corsicana. They've started on it.
Another?
No, that big one that they're building, that they said that
Oh,
they would help you with your issue.
yeah.
Seen a couple storms.
But our dog calls, we ain't having any dog calls.
Court,
I believe there were 100 Class C citations filed and court is set again for August 20th.
You just say August what?
20th.
tax department.
Mike Dowd's report shows 92.5% collected for the year.
Office know, we actually put the sap tower online a week ago. Everything switched over smoothly, SCADA's working, it's filling and emptying. Painter said 30 days they'll be through on the north side. But they don't have any repair work to do up there, just blast and paint. We gotta put a
I
ladder.
was gonna say, I thought they had to.
Yeah, we don't have a ladder on the inside, so we did add that, but we had some, in the bid, there was some allocated money to remove, cables and satellite dishes and all that, and, they didn't have to do that. So I hoping that'll cover the cost of the ladder. I think next week, they'll probably put the fence up. We've got a little more dirt work to do. We'll have a new fence around this one, and I think the only thing they like is pouring the splash pad. But we he wanted us to finish our dirt work first. But it was,
We're doing another chain link with.
yeah,
the-
gotta have barbed wire, that's TCEQ, we just do that. That's all I can think of,
Now, what about our sewer grant? We talked about it before,
our next grant.
yeah, that's the next,
We scored very low on that grant.
oh, really?
We're like, 18th, those came out in December. And, we haven't talked, what's the name of that place, can't remember.
Public management.
Public management, where the status of it is, I mean, we're supposed to have this other grant closed out the end of May on this. And when you've gotten 2 or 3 in a row every funding cycle, you score lower. Matter of fact, I think when that list came out in December, Dawson was top of the list, we were like 18th. But there's a lot of based them off that North Central Texas Council of Governments, by those areas served by them. And, but we'll see, sometimes they put in for them and they don't follow through.
Yeah.
But sewer plant needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
EDC, KDC, KCBC, what a big fourth party downtown for 40. KCBC did great. Lots of people in town. Don't know if I'll ever be able to eat barbecue again, cause I smelt it all day, but it was a fun day. Everything went really well. Meeting did a great job. EDC meets this month.
The 21st.
21st. I was writing that on my calendar, I couldn't remember. I'll remind everybody again to take your classes for,
He's
Yeah.
the best one, cause he's
Oh,
done it. I don't think you
please
have.
don't, please don't,
I
please
have.
don't.
I don't even know where it is.
I'll just have to send you my
I'll send you an
certificates.
email, I'll send you an email
I'll
tomorrow.
send you my certificates from my other employment.
Greg got that slow internet, it's gone cold. Do his.
That, for sure.
However, one thing I will throw in, if you notice, their, Brightspeed is in town and they're finally running fiber optic for, high-speed internet. Brightspeed is our telephone company now here, Denmark, whatever, it's Gulf States 100 years ago. They are running fiber optic. That's all I got.
Nope, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right.